So I'm trying to cool it on Twitter, to be honest with you. Trying to cool down. All right, what are we doing here? What's this all about? New contact, bears 030. We're at periscope depth, bearing 300, we'll say. Well, 310. So they're off our starboard. It's almost, yeah, starboard. Starboard, not quite the bow. What do you call the area between the beam and the bow? The quarter. The starboard quarter. That's where they're at. No layer. 15,000. That's fine. I hope it's a submarine.
On sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig shift for ultra quiet.
Oh crap, we don't have any decoys. Okay, let's go ahead and load some decoys. And do we have any
sonar,
missiles?
New contact bearing 0, 7,
There we go. A
8,
couple missiles, couple decoys.
Sierra,
We're good
2.
to go. Oh wow, who's this?
Sonar,
Beer ad, thank you for the 100 bits, man.
0, 7, 8,
Says love my YouTube videos. My neighbor was in the Navy on Destroyer. Oh, the Foster. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'd love to hear his stories.
0, 7,
especially if he was like in the weapons department. How's the music? Is it loud?
Contact bearing 0, 8, 1.
It's a little bit loud.
Sierra, 5.
Pardon me a second while I turn this down. Okay. There we go. Tweak the music a little bit. We got a bunch of guys over there. Ooh, this might be surface ships. Let's put the thing up.
Raise the radar mast.
No.
Periscope.
Let's take a look. Bearing 030. See who we have. Oh, I see a mast right there. Who's this? This might be a warship.
Downscope.
Yeah, Master 2. Didn't get a good look at him, but the mast. Wow, this might be a fleet. Oh, Jesus. This might not be good. Oh, shit. Okay. Ready, tubes 1 through 4.
Con, torpedo room.
10 degrees down, ready. Flood the ballast. It's called variable, but you know what I mean. Gene. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to put some defensive weapons out there because this is not good.
Sonar, lost contact.
We're going to do enable this at 10,000. I'm like what do you call it? I'm doing a shot in depth where one shot enables at 2,000 yards. The next shot enables at 8,000 yards. So the torpedoes don't hit the same target. Aha. There's one up here.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Okay. And we're trying to get down. Let's get up to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Dun, dun. Hey, John's here. He says if my Twitch Caesar goes off the rails, I get desperate for a frame for fame and attention. Oh, career. I said Caesar.
Feet.
I'm still blind with these glasses. This is crazy.
6 ready.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. At least I can read my Janes now. Like I can sit down and read a book again, so that's good. But I still can't see these screens. They're too far away. I don't know why I put the screens way over there. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Well, they're going to shoot at that. Let's, left 5 degrees rudder. I want to put as much distance between us and tube 1 as possible.
Passing 500 feet.
All right, let's go to tube 1. Let's steer him. You see how I'm doing that? I got like a little fan going out there. Twitch Caesar, yeah, that's your new that's your Twitch brand now. Yeah, I was watching you draw the other day. I couldn't stick around, so I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to be like hi and then bye. That was kind of rude. But, yeah, you're still drawing that ATST, which I think is fucking hilarious, by the way.
9-1.
I love that.
Is in the baffle.
That's brilliant.
700 feet.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, they were close. That torpedo picked right up on him. Oh, yeah, and there we go. That's a sonar buoy right there. Oh, Lord Jesus. They're trying to localize us.
Passing 800 feet.
Passing 800 feet. Oh, yeah, we should probably think about chilling out. Oh, I hear a freaking helicopter. Oh, Lord.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, Lord. He is so close to us. He's like right overhead.
900 feet.
He could drop a depth charge and
sonar, noisemaker, bearing,
not hit us, but it'd be close.
3, 5. Con sonar,
fuck you.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 3, 2, 6.
Let's go. Right full rudder.
Con,
Cut the wires.
Control, we've lost.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Master, 3, last.
Passing 1,200 feet.
Con, sonar, regained contact.
Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400
Yeah, man, they
feet.
didn't waste any time, did they?
Passing 1,500 feet.
Con, torpedo room, tube 8 ready.
We need that
Passing
speed.
1,600 feet.
I need more power. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord
Con,
Jesus.
sonar, lost contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
Okay. I need to go this way. Something blew
Come
up,
right
and it wasn't
to
us.
309.
That
Helm
makes it
aye.
great. Oh, wow. Look at that. We decoyed them. I'm so good at video games.
Come right to 015. Helm aye.
Okay. Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Keep going.
Con, come left to.
Keep going.
5, 4. Helm aye.
Is he going to see us? Is it going to happen? Oh, maybe not. We might have did the right thing. Oh.
Con,
Yeah,
helm,
actually this
steady
one,
course.
this one right here is going to see us. This one here is pretty
Con,
close.
torpedo room, tube 7 ready.
But he didn't see us. Okay, cool. We're good. Let's slow back down again. We're good to go.
Make turns for
We're going to need more
1,
torpedoes
0
because there's
knots.
more bad
Maneuvering
guys. Freaking helicopter trying to do bad things to us. We did bad things to him.
Con,
Yeah.
sonar, lost contact.
We gonna die,
Master,
boys.
2,
Yeah,
last
yeah.
bearing, 0,
Oh, what do we
9,
got here? The
3,
merch.
contact breaking
Oh,
up.
John, I got to talk to you about merch. There's been some upset Discord members that we don't have a merch store. So I got to pick your brain on what we could do about that. So I'll send you an email or something. I don't know.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 1, 0.
But the mob wants a store. We'll see. Mark 48 waifu pillow. You know what's funny? Somebody had a clever idea of putting the sub brief brand on a pair of briefs, like underwear for men. Yeah. I was like, that's clever. Also, offensive. So it fits the brand. Well, not that offensive, but, salacious. Yeah. It's nice. Actually, oh no, we had a trawler. Oh shit.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Nope. We hit the Luda. It's right
Con,
there.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing,
Yeah,
0,
war crime,
3,
right?
9.
With the big baffles in the ass cheeks. Oh my god, yeah. You could put baffle region on the back of it. Put sub brief on the front. Oh my gosh, yeah. So
Con,
anyway,
sonar, lost contact.
I think it's a good idea.
Master, 1, last bearing,
But-
0, 3, 6, contact.
anyway, I'll
breaking
talk to you. I don't want to talk about it on stream. I'll talk to you about it. It really depends on what your schedule's like. I have a lot more time now, but I don't know how to run a store. Other than just like... I can create a store, but... can't really run one. Blood for the blood god. That's right, Chris. That's blood for the blood god. Oh, yeah.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Oh dear, poor trawler. I mean, there was a warship right next to him, but I'll take that to the Hague and be like, but the warship was right next to it. Master 2. Can I click on Master 2 there? This is the guy we were shooting, and we hit him to our credit, but he was using a human shield. What can I do? Boink, boink, boink. So now that we have some people piling in, welcome everybody. The new sub brief is finally finished. That's what I've been up to for the past week. Besides doing what little streaming we did, whenever I'm not hanging out on Discord and stuff like that, and playing those hentai anime games you guys talk about. Besides doing that, I've been writing and reading and more writing. And so finally it's finished. We're going to go through the entire Chinese Navy. That is the new plan. It's going to take us well into next year. We've already done pretty much all the submarines as part of the sub briefs, going back a couple years, but we have not done the surface ships. So I started doing a surface ship, like one of my favorites, and then I realized it was a mistake to do it that way. Like, don't start with my favorite one. Let's start at the beginning. So we go all the way back to 1960, whenever the Soviets were helping the Chinese develop nuclear weapons, which was a big thing, other military technologies and communications. And they did that, honestly, in the 50s, mid-50s, 1955 to 1964 officially. And then they had that Sino-Soviet split. But that Sino-Soviet split didn't happen overnight. It happened over the course of like 2 or 3 years. So from 1960, which is where we begin the new ship brief, to 1964, we talk about how they slowly stopped supporting China. Russia, Soviet Union, slowly stopped supporting China. So China had all this equipment in 1965, and the Russian technical advisors and engineers had all left. And they had this equipment laying around, and they had stopped building this new destroyer that is what is the subject of the next brief. And so we talk about how they just picked up the pieces and, you know, like monkeys with wrenches, just figured it out. Yeah, it's an interesting story about how China became so good at reverse engineering. That's what it became to be known, is they can take something that somebody else created and is a finished product, and they can take it apart, meticulously documenting every single turn of the screw, and then put it back together. But this time with Chinese-made parts. And we go over that. We do that for the weapons. We do that for the ship. We talk about it with the sensors, but because I didn't have a lot of photos of the sensors, we just mention it. Anyway, all that's coming up on Saturday. That is released on Saturday. Patreon and YouTube. Really interesting stuff. I hear the airplane up there. Let's hear 4 and 5. Do we have them anymore? Do we have any contacts? No contacts. I don't want to drive into the sonar buoy field. That would be a bad idea. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. There's no layer, is there? So let's go to 150 feet. We don't want to go all the way to the surface.
150 feet, dive by.
And we'll slow down to like 5 knots once we get close. Let's hear 5 bears, 090. So we're going to add like 100 degrees to that. So we want to come to course 350-ish.
Come left to 344. Helm aye.
Close enough, close enough. And we'll see if we can get a regain on them. And if we can't, we'll call it a mission complete. With a little bit of collateral damage. That's not good. We will get penalized for that. If you do that too much, they end the campaign.
Helm.
Yeah.
Steady course.
All right, what are we doing here? Hentai merchant confirmed. Yeah, that's right. See? Yeah. We're trying to clean up the oceans here. 5 says it wasn't civilian. The log will reflect that you sank a destroyer and a covert replenishment ship. Okay. Yeah, they were doing underway replenishment. Yep. What they do to us every day. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Anyway, so how's your guys' week going? Mine's been great. Feels good to get kind of back into a normal routine again. October really has been the first month where my life has been normal in the last like 6 months or 5 months maybe. Certainly over the summer. And it just felt good to get back into a routine. And so we're back on schedule with all the lectures. I probably need to produce more YouTube videos than I'm doing. I'm doing about 1 a week now, which is not enough. YouTube doesn't like that. So we're going to have to come up with something for Thursday, maybe. I don't know. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and slow down here. Oh, and we got another sponsor. Yep.
5.
Signed the contract today. We have World of Warships is sponsoring this channel now. How about that? They're not sponsoring the live streams, though. They're just doing YouTube. So, what can you do? That's more my agent than them. My agent refuses to sponsor a live stream. I don't know why. I've asked him, and his answer was like, "We don't do we don't do live streams. We don't do Twitch. We don't do Facebook. We don't do YouTube live streams. We just do YouTube recorded videos." I'm like, okay. So I am looking for another agent for my live streams, but apparently those are few and far between. I sent out feeler emails to some agencies, and I'm literally being ignored. Like, they don't even give me a courtesy response of they got my email and, thank you for contacting us. I didn't even get that. So, it's probably because I don't stream very many hours a month. Professional streamers will stream easily 100 hours a month. A lot of them do 200 to 300 hours a month, which is insane. But that's become the norm. Yeah. And I do maybe 30 a month. Yeah, an hour a day, average. Yeah. So all people have to do is look at my hours, and they're like, nope. All right, so we didn't regain these. I think I can hear the aircraft, but it says no aircraft nearby. So we're just going to go. That might have been like a little bug or something there. We definitely had somebody close by. All right, let's come up here and sink these chuckleheads. Oh, he's coming down. Is he going to come down and see us? Yes, he is. We'll stay in the deep water here. All right, new contact bears 142. We're at 192, so port side this time, port quarter. Do have a weak thermal layer, and we are above it. They're probably below it. Let's do 15,000 yards and start with that.
New contact bearing.
All right, Sailorman says, weekend was nice. You met a woman 20 years senior, but you like older women. 20 years is a long time, my friend.
Contact bearing 0, 7,
but have fun. You know what?
Sierra 2.
If it works out, it works out, right? That's the way I look at it.
Contact bearing.
I'm glad you found somebody.
6, designated Sierra 3.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Con sonar new contact
That's
bearing 0, 6, 8, designated Sierra 4.
This is a trawler. Yeah. Older women are a lot of fun. I would agree with that. Because one, they're usually a lot more mature than the younger ones. Depending, that really does vary woman to woman. That's widely variable actually. And don't ask me for love advice because I'm the worst at that. But they're usually more stable. And if you're looking for a stable relationship, I found that the older women are, generally speaking, more stable. But as soon as you can, get invited to her apartment, maybe for dinner, maybe for some TV, maybe some Netflix and chill, and check her medicine cabinet. Open that shit up. You want to look for Adderall, Oxycontin, Demerol. If she has any of those, don't even go back in the living room. Haul ass. Get the fuck out of there. Any kind of mood stabilizing drug? Yeah. You gotta check that shit out, man. You gotta ninja that shit. Don't take it. That's not what I mean by ninja. You leave the drugs to her, but I always check the medicine cabinet. Always. Pro tip. Someone you should not take advice from.
Con sonar Sierra.
All right, looks like we got a couple merchants. Merchant transit lane going northeast southwest, and then on the other side of the merchant transit lane we have contact. So we are going to cross transit lane.
Passing 500 feet.
Onto the starboard side of the contact. 10 knots.
Make turns for
And engage him from
0 knots.
1,200
Maneuvering
feet.
eye.
Stable but wild. Yeah.
Passing 600 feet.
No, don't take her drugs. That's one, it's illegal. Don't do that. It's also she needs them, okay? That's why she has them.
Passing 700 feet.
Con sonar Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Passing 800
Cavitating?
feet.
Okay, we know which way he's going now. I guessed right.
Come left to 127 helm eye.
Okay, we're almost steady on course. We're going to level out here. I said close to 15,000 yards, but I think he's...
1,000 feet.
Oh. Yeah, we got this guy.
Come
Okay.
left to 046. Helm aye.
We'll do one active torpedo. Once we're steady on course, we will shoot. Easy day. You dated a 12-year-old... A 12-year-old, oh Jesus. A 12-year older woman. I want to be very clear on that. Best woman he ever dated. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like I said, I like the older women, the 30 plus. You know, they're still fun. They're usually really intelligent. At least the ones I dated. Yeah, and fun. And the same could be said with the guys. So any girls out there, which I doubt if I have any watching, but just to be fair, I know, speaking for myself, in my 20s, I was a wreck. You did not want to be dating me in my 20s because that was not good.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar. Launch transient from
What?
Sierra 1.
How dare
Con
he
sonar,
shoot back?
Launch transient from Sierra 1.
How does the Han have us at 10,000 yards? That is unlikely. That is extremely unlikely. Oh well, whatever. Jesus, the Bearcat. How's it going, man? So you can read. I can read. Yeah. Zoom your screen. No. It's more fun when I can't read. Yeah, these glasses suck. They're good for reading books, but they're not good for... The problem is I've permanently mounted these screens where they're at. I suppose I could get a jigsaw out and like cut a little opening here, so I could sit closer to him. Yeah. Right. So is he... which way is he running? Let's go ahead and enable this. Yeah, he's running away. Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Yeah, that's a really good shot. That one on the right's gonna be a problem. It's okay, we will evade it. That is the plan. In fact, we will probably shoot something like this. What's its depth? It's pretty shallow. Which way is it gonna go?
Shoot
Let's go that
27. Aye, sir.
We'll try and decoy it with one of these bad boys right here. Oh, my hat's crooked. How about that? Yep. So it's a rainy day here in Michigan. It's supposed to get really cold and not get warm again. So yesterday was supposed to be our last warm day of the fall. And it did. It got up to like 70 degrees. It's kind of nice. And all the trees are in color now too, which is super good. If you follow me on my Facebook, I've been posting pictures from the Manistee National Forest.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
And it's a good time. I'm not gonna let my weapon do a circle. Yeah, this is so dumb. They did that. Oh, I didn't lead that incoming weapon enough.
Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 143.
Does it snow here? Yes, it does.
Con, fire control.
We are
weapon
known
countermeasure
for our
only.
snow. Like literally because it stays so cold, obviously the snow doesn't melt. And
Con,
so
fire control, weapon acquired.
the snow just accumulates over and over again. So imagine wherever you live, if every time it rained, the rain just stayed on the ground, and the next time it rained, it just puddled up
Con sonar.
on top of it.
Noisemaker bearing 144.
That was a pretty good enable point for him. Anyway, so that's how the snow works around here. It snows a lot, and it does not go away for
Con,
months.
fire control, weapon acquired.
So I'm doing a little bit of an experiment here. I wonder if that torpedo's not going to see us. It should see us. I'm not invading this torpedo intentionally. Oh, man. What the hell?
Con, fire control, weapon
All right,
acquired.
we got him.
Con sonar.
Alright, he's
lost
dead.
contact.
So let's go back outside here.
1. Last bearing 1.
Where's that
4,
torpedo at?
7. Contact breaking up.
It didn't see us. Wow. I'm shocked. So those torpedoes have a very narrow field of view. It's very narrow. It's good to know. You can evade these torpedoes in depth easier than you can in bearing. So never stop learning, right? You're in the tropics, you never see snow. Yeah, so imagine living in the tropics, because I lived in the tropics for years. And just imagine if you pick 2 months out of the year, say April and May. Add up your total accumulated rainfall in those 2 months. That's what it's like here in the wintertime. Like the whole month of January last year, it was below 0 every day except for 2. 0 Fahrenheit. So whatever, I don't know what that is Celsius. Really freaking cold is what it is. So like even at the peak of the day, it might have been bright and sunny. It might have been a clear day, full sun. With the sun, it stayed at like -10. You know, it's like it's ridiculous. You know, but it's got a lot of things going for it. It's a really nice place to live. So I'm not bitching.
Main turns for
I just got a big ass
5
snowblower.
knots.
Big.
Maneuvering aye.
It's like 32 inches wide. It cuts a sidewalk split
Con
of snow
sonar lost
in
contact.
one pass.
Sierra 4. Last bearing 0.
So let me tell you how big my
5.
snowblower is.
Contact faded.
Con torpedo
Minnesota.
room.
I'm right across
Sonar
from
lost
Minnesota. Yeah.
contact. Sierra 2.
Yeah, I'm
Last
right across the
bearing,
Great Lake
0,
of Michigan
9,
from
6.
Minnesota.
Contact
I
faded.
live in a national forest. I live on the edge of a national forest called Manistee National Forest, and which makes this whole area beautiful, and it's protected by the federal government, so they can't like build new buildings. Because the border of the national forest is not a straight line; it's like a zigzag, and we live in one of the zigzag areas. So they could build like in that direction, but everything else is protected. Yeah, pretty cool. So I live out in the woods. I got very lucky that I found a place in the woods that has high-speed internet. Those are my 2 requirements for a house. Everything else was extra. Yeah. Very weak thermal layer, 187 feet. We're going to take advantage of this. This is a submarine contact bearing 326. We are course north. Port quarter again. Let's do... this 15,000 yards seems to work pretty well for us. So we'll stay with
Con
that.
sonar new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet. That's where he hides the bodies. What
Con
the
sonar
fuck?
new contact bearing 3 1
No, no,
1.
no.
Designated Sierra 2.
I'm a very peace-loving
Con
person.
sonar new contact bearing 1 9 2. Designated Sierra 3. Con sonar new contact bearing 1 2 5.
The only gun I have is the gun they
Designated
gave me
Sierra
at birth because I'm an American.
Con sonar new contact
get a birth
bearing
certificate,
0 2
Coors
0.
beer,
Designated Sierra
And a
5.
45. Have I tried subs and world warships? No, but I'm probably going to have to. At some point, I'm going to have to give it a go. It looks really easy, but I'm really enjoying the destroyers. Like, so here's how I play World of Warships. I gotta be careful what I talk about. I'm sponsored now. I love playing the destroyers because it's fast, it's actiony, I can hide, much like submarine warfare really is, except it's in a game and it's a destroyer, so you got smoke screens, and so you're always evading radar and using the islands. That's all very tactical, and I love that. Then there is the 8 and 9 p.m. I've had a vodka and I'm feeling pretty good. I just get on my Kremlin destroyer, or Kremlin battleship rather, and just destroy the red team. Because that ship is OP as hell. And I think whenever the Kremlin came out, there was a slew of YouTube videos that were made that this ship is overpowered and needs to be nerfed. I don't think they ever got around to nerfing it. Because I've recently started playing World of Warships again. The first thing I did was march down the battleship line for Russian battleships to the Kremlin. And I am just wasting in PvP other players with that thing. The armor piercing of the Kremlin is incredible, and the HE is not bad either. The HE sets a lot of fires. Yeah, I put adrenaline rush on that, so whenever you take damage, you reload faster. And oh yeah, I've carried my team a few times in that thing, and I'm not that good a player. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not even joking. I'm a very average player, you know, in World of Warships. But whenever I get in that Kremlin, it's like having an advantage. What would be fun is to have a division of 3 people with all of us in Kremlins. We would never lose a game. Yeah,
Submerged submarine.
that would be amazeballs. All right, so we got this. What's CR4? Tell you, but let's
Upscope.
do the scope thing. Let's bring CR4 real quick. Boom, boom. Let's look at 146. Turn the thing around to 146. And who is here? There he is. CR4 right here.
Con sonar. Master
It's Kiki.
4 is classified as emergency.
Downscope.
Downscope. Okay, so we're not going to shoot Kiki. This alpha's a problem, though. So let's go ahead and get down. I bet you his torpedoes probably look up and down. All right, we'll get down to 1,400 feet.
1400 feet. Dive high.
Subs are meh. Yeah, I've heard some bad things. I'm not going to make any judgments until I do it myself. I'm having too much fun playing destroyers and battleships right now to even be bothered. But I imagine that World of Warships will expect me to promote the submarines. So I should play them and figure out what's good about them and what's not. Are you saying that Russian games has OP? Now. I believe they've changed now. You are 100% right that they started with Russian, and they do have a lot of Russian artists and designers, but I believe they've moved out of Russia. I think they conduct business out of a different country now. Actually, I'll ask them that. That's a good question. I will find that out.
Come left 2, 3, 2, 7, helm I.
Not that it makes a difference, because I wouldn't put that in the ad, but I do want to know for my own, so I can sleep good at night. You know what I'm saying? They did move, thank you, yeah. They have an office in Ukraine. Do they really? Holy cow. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I've got a contact with them now, so I can ask. Be like, hey, where's your office at? What's your address?
Left 2, 3, 0, 6,
Where
helm
you
I.
stay at? There he is, always going slow too. Okay. Well, we're gonna sneak up on his ass. Put a torpedo in him.
Turns 4.
Con sonar.
Tactical
lost
lettuce.
contact.
Thank you for the 3 months, my
02,
friend.
last
I appreciate it.
Con maneuvering, making turns 4, 1, 0.
Are they based in
knots.
Cyprus? I don't know. Someone said Ukraine. Which, I don't know if moving to Ukraine right now would be a good business decision.
Con, helm,
You know?
steady course.
Cold waters, that's right. We got cold waters for you, Coyote. So, yeah, I'm trying to do a cold water stream every stream now. Just, first half hour to an hour of the stream is this. That way we can put it up on YouTube and you guys like this stuff.
Merchant.
Come left 2.
Hopefully,
3,
soon we're
0,
going to be getting
3,
more.
helm
There's a
I.
couple really good naval games coming out soon. And whenever they come out, we'll be adding those games to this. So it won't always be cold waters, but
Con sonar lost contact. See
Con, helm, steady course.
it's still a fun game. It's still good. Let's see, they always had an office in Ukraine. Oh, so the office in Ukraine wasn't new. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes more sense now. And it also makes sense that a company as large as Wargaming doesn't just have one office in one country, right? Modern Warfare is one of them. Oh yeah, Modern Naval Warfare. I don't know if that game's actually going to be coming out. I don't know. I know they have a publisher, and I've talked to the publisher, and the publisher was like, it's way too early to be doing press. So it's nowhere near being ready to even talk about, much less it coming out. But there's a lot of security issues with that game that they need to resolve. Like, they might as well take that whole sonar system and turn it on its head. Make it something completely different. Because what they had demoed is way, way too classified. They have to change all those displays. Like, for real. I'm not even joking. Yep. What is the effect of wokeness in the military? I don't know. The military wasn't woke when I was in.
Torpedo room Tubes.
we were
7
making
ready.
common sense decisions when I was in, like integrating.
Dive at 1
You know, what do they call it? They call it gay people, but that's, I can't use that word anymore. Integrating homosexuals into the military made sense because they've always been part of the military. We've just been, pretending we don't see them as leadership in the military, which was ridiculous. So we made that decision while I was in the Navy. That made sense. We also integrated women onto submarines and combat ships. That made sense. Women can operate a radar and equipment just as well as any guy can. Like, whenever I was in, looking back at it now from where we are now, a lot of the things we did in the Navy when I was in, even though I wasn't the one making the decisions, I was just in the Navy, that it made a lot of sense. We integrated women. We got rid of these dumbass rules that said, well, if you like the same sex, you can't be on a submarine, which made no sense. And everyone knew it. That was the thing. It was like an open secret. It was like, this is the dumbest rule ever. Nobody's enforcing that rule, So, I think whenever I was in the Navy, we actually made the Navy better. What's happening now is kind of scary. The reports that I'm getting now from people that are in the Navy, we actually have some fans of this channel, because we've been going for 5 years now, that have grown up, graduated high school, joined the Navy. There's a guy that serves in Japan right now on a destroyer. He's a sonarman, and we stay in, intermittent contact, not constant contact, but he gives me updates on what's going on. And there's some shit going on his squadron, even on his ship, that is hair raising. That is alarming. And all has to do with wokeness and, people getting not necessarily promotions, but positions based on their ethnicity. Sex is a big part of it. Women getting into positions. And the way it used to work is, and it probably still does, but I have to say used to because I can only go off my own experience. If you want to get promoted in the Navy, you have to be more than just a really good sonarman, right? You also have to do all these other duties called collateral duties. And then those duties you have to perform at a pretty high level. You cannot mess it up. For instance, a very simple duty that does take a lot of time to do right is called Tools Petty Officer. You're basically responsible for all the wrenches and screwdrivers, okay?
Sonar lost contact.
People on board a submarine or on any ship that need a wrench or a screwdriver and can't find one will go to another division's workspace and straight up steal it, even on the submarine, with the intent of giving it back. So, the Tools Petty Officer has to be have part-time security guard, locking up all the tools and accounting for all the tools regularly. And it's very common for every toolbox in every division on board any ship to not be 100% complete. That is the reality of life on board any ship, is that tools get lost, they don't get put back where they're supposed to, and they also get borrowed and then not returned. Okay, that happens all the time. So, but some of those collateral duties, getting back to why this is important, are more visible than others. Like, I was basically the underwater weatherman for 2 of my submarines that I was on, just because I had a knack. I really love oceanography, and tactical use of the ocean is like practically a hobby of mine, and that passion was very evident to the people I was briefing. So the Tools Petty Officer taking care of the screwdrivers and the wrenches, he's working just as hard as I am, but nobody sees him doing it unless a tool goes missing, and then everyone's yelling at the Tools Petty Officer for not doing a good job, right? And he didn't steal the tool. He's the victim of the tool being stolen. Whereas I am the underwater weatherman, and I'm briefing the wardroom every day at 4 p.m. for half an hour on tactical use of the ocean. I'm in front of the captain going, we need to do this. And the captain's like, Officer of the decks, make sure you do what he says. Basically repeating what I'm telling the captain. It was very empowering. I absolutely love that position. So that position now, instead of being given to the petty officer that's passionate about oceanography and knows a little bit about tactical use of the ocean with submarines, is being given to a person who is new on board and doesn't have the same passion, but she's got a pair of tits. And so we want to make sure that the women, in the case of the gentleman's ship that he's on, the women get seen more in front of the wardroom so they get better evaluations, based on just their sex. So now they still have to do a good job, right? But they're getting the opportunity to do a good job in front of the captain because of something that is inherent to them, not something that they earned, And so that story is being echoed to me over and over again from multiple people. Not just the collateral duty thing, but that's one example of it. And so that's not right, And the Navy's certainly never been perfect. They've never picked the right man for the right job. You know, nobody wants to be the tools petty officer. It's like being an offensive lineman. You never get any credit for, you know, the running back scoring 10 points or 10 yards. The running back gets that credit. But if the quarterback gets sacked, whose fault is it? It's the front line. It's the offensive lineman. So it's a thankless job. And so you certainly don't want to put the new people or, you know, the people who are at risk or new to the submarine force, you know, minorities, things like that, in a position where they only look bad. You know, you give that to the white guy, you know, to be fair with you. And that's what's happening right now. And it's nothing. There's nothing that you can do about it. That's just culture. It'll take time to change. You know, eventually this integration will be full and natural, but we're not there yet. Not there yet. Yeah, so there's some jobs on the submarine that are just thankless. And it sucks when you get assigned them. I've been the tools petty officer. I've been that guy. Yeah. It's a very junior position. It's one of the first things you get whenever you get on board a submarine is you get assigned all these other duties, and you get the really bad ones that nobody wants, you know. And tools petty officer is one of those. This damn Alpha keeps turning to the left.
Con, helm, steady course.
Eventually he'll turn back to the right and we'll shoot him, but I can't do it until he turns back to the right. The Starbucks petty officer. Now, I'll tell you what, I did not mind doing the drinks for the online watchstanders because it gave me a chance to get out of sonar for a minute, kind of reset myself mentally, because being in sonar, pretty high, intense situation. Plus, the coffee mess is down there with the movies. So, you know, you're down there, you're getting the coffee for 4 or 5 watchstanders, including yourself. You know, you can grab a snack, you can watch a little bit of a movie, like 5 minutes of it, as you pour the coffee and make the coffee. You can use the head if you need to. I often had to do that, you know. So going and get the drinks is considered one of the lowest things you can do on watch. And I did that as a first class. If I wasn't the sonar supervisor for whatever reason, I would go and get the drinks myself. Just to get out of sonar for 10 minutes. Was I a submarine steward? We didn't have stewards on American boats, so I'm not sure what that is. I think steward might be what we call a mess attendant. I think steward's like a Royal Navy term. Let's see. Terrence says, guess they went too greedy. To be honest, I don't even like the implemented carriers. Oh, on the World of Warships thing. I'll tell you what, I played World of Warships for a week, and I probably could have gone even longer than that without spending a dime. The only reason why I started spending money on World of Warships, it began with, I decided in my head I wanted to collect all the ships. Again, this is my second account. And you don't have to do that. You should not do that, actually. You should get the ship, use it to get the next ship, and then sell the old ship. Put that money that you get from selling the old ship into the new ship. That's kind of how the game is balanced for free to play. Granted, you'll never have enough money to fully upgrade to the new ship, which is why you play the new ship for days and days and days, and then you upgrade it again, right? But the way that I did it was I was buying port slots, which you buy with real money, right? They're not that expensive, but you end up buying a lot of them because there's over 500 ships in the game, if you count the submarines. If you count the submarines, there's over 500 ships in the game. And so you could have over 500 port slots paying real money for them. You're just whining about World of Warships? Yeah. The only reason why I spent money on World of Warships is because I chose to. I certainly did not have to. What happened there? Oh, you bought the Boise? I don't think I have that one. We must be in his baffles. Let's just double check. Sierra 1. We're not in his baffles. Interesting. What's our speed? 10 knots. We'll just give it a minute. We're going to be in his baffles here in a second. He's at our depth. You know what? At 10 knots, we should be... Since he's deep, I want to go shallow. I want to be a different depth than him.
Make depth 350 feet, dive high.
Does the alpha adjust course when I do? Let's see. Well, they did on that one. I think that was just a coincidence. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. If he's maneuvering to keep me out of his baffles, then you're right. He's tracking me. But I moved here and he didn't maneuver. Once we get up on depth, we'll shoot. Tried bites. Yeah, I agree. If a free-to-play game is fun, I don't mind spending some real money on it. But you have to be careful, because the way they get you, and I'll include World of Warships with this as well, is they have multiple currencies, right? So you buy doubloons with real money, and then the doubloons buys certain things. So you got to make sure whenever you see something for sale for 1,000 doubloons or whatever it is, take the time, and it takes 2 seconds, convert that into real money, and understand how many dollars that is. It's usually 1,000 doubloons would be what, like $5 maybe? If I'm guessing, I'm just guessing, but that's what I think it is. So don't spend money on a free-to-play game without knowing exactly how much you're spending. And then some games, like Diablo Immortal, they have multiple of those conversions where you convert it to doubloons, then palladium, and then to whatever, like a third currency. And each one of those conversions is designed to help you not understand how much money you're spending. That's very malicious. Like, I will never, I promise everybody right now, I will never do an ad for Diablo Immortal, ever. That is predatory as hell. And, will not. And to be fair, they're also not offering me. So that's real easy for me to say. I can make that promise with no strings attached, But if Activision Blizzard came to me and asked me to promote Diablo Immortal, I would say no. Right now. But honestly, that game is so popular and making so much money, they don't need to advertise it anymore. Once they got that game into China, which happened like 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, once they got that game approved in China, that it's just a cash cow.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Yep. Good to see another resident of the civilized states. Hey, Derp, how's it going? Oh, you and Chris are in the same state. Okay. I know there's a couple of people here. I don't know about here right now, but we have some viewers that are from Michigan. So, and I have been recognized, which is kind of weird. I got recognized at the checkout line in the grocery store, and by very nice people. Everyone up here is like some of the nicest people I've ever met, But yeah, we just talked. They were like, what's it like? And I was like, well, it's kind of weird, where we meet someone in real life that knows a hell of a lot more about you than you know them, right? It feels like a one-way street, but that's what we sign up for whenever we create Twitch accounts. So, that's not a problem. There's some stupid expensive ships in that game. There is. You're right, Eagle. There certainly is. Yep. And I do not have those. I did buy port slots and I bought gold to convert experience. That's where I spend my money in that game. Yeah. And you really don't have to convert that much experience, to be honest with you. So, but the port slots got expensive because I now have over 50 ships. And I don't know how much a port slot is off the top of my head, but it's a couple bucks, So 50 times a couple bucks. Yeah. So just to give you guys a heads up, I will be doing an ad for World of Warships. And we're going to ask you guys to create new accounts. Don't do it yet. Don't create a new account yet. I've got a link that you guys have to use to create new accounts.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, so I told the weapon to go deep. And
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 140.
Yep. So we got, I'll have a link for you here probably next week. I'll have a code for you so you get a bunch of free stuff.
Weapon countermeasure homing.
And you can create a new account. And if you don't have a World of Warships account, even better, because then you'll create one account and you'll get to keep all the free stuff. And the free stuff includes a ship.
Weapon acquired.
It's a ship of your choice. You get like 5 choices. Yeah, so it's not a bad deal. Well, it's free. Can't be a bad deal if it's free. And then whether or not you guys stick with it's up to you, but Anyway, you can look forward to that next week. It's a YouTube ad, but I'll be promoting it here on Twitch.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
All right, so he's turning back around like Alphas tend to do. I'm going to have him active home, and we're going to watch the torpedo. Let's see if he boops him in the nose. Look how maneuverable that submarine is. Oh, why did he do that? He came back the other way. Uh-oh. Is he going to hit him? What? There was no countermeasure. You just straight up missed. Oh, my God. Look how fast he's going, too. That was a whiff.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
Yeah, he straight up whiffed him.
3.
All right, I'm going to let go of the
Con
torpedo.
sonar, master 4 is cavitating.
Is he going to get him? It looks like he's tracking. Looks like he's tracking. Yeah, he whiffed. I know. This torpedo's not very good. I want a refund. The fuck was that? You missed twice. Torpedo.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing
torpedo's very
0,
dumb.
5.
All right, let's try it again. Hands off. Let it guide itself. Come on. Let's move my cursor out of the way. There you go. Get him. Get him, little torpedo.
Con sonar long
All right.
contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 1, 3, 5. Contact breaking up.
Stops. There it goes. Very nice. He's down there. He's all sinking and stuff. Oh, he did counterfire. Look at that. I didn't even see the counterfire. Too fast. That's right. Alpha Sub is the third most favorite submarine. You like the Seawolf and the Typhoon. The Typhoon is kind of cool because it looks cool, but it's so ungainly. It's like ponderous to drive. They finally retired the last one. The Dmitry Donsky was a test platform for like 5-6 years, at least. I mean, it could have been longer than that, but at least 5-6 years, where we'd just go out and they would test the new Beluga missile, the submarine-launched ballistic missile. And I guess she just finally got to the point where they couldn't keep her buoyant. You know, like they built her back in the 80s, 70s or 80s. So how many years is that? Like 40 years of service? You don't want to be diving a 40-year-old submarine. I don't care how well you maintain it. You're really pushing your luck whenever you're diving a 40-year submarine. That's been used for 40 years, not sat in a dry dock for 40 years. But even those, sitting in a dry dock for 40 years is a liability. Yep. You remember I said Typhoon was quite noisy? Yeah. So, can't really talk about that. I think I can, actually, a little bit. So, the Typhoon had a vulnerability that we exploited the shit out of. Yeah. You don't see that in Hunt for Red October. No, Jonesy was acting like he was special. Reality was, we knew what to fucking look for. So, here's the problem with the Typhoon. Obviously, I can't tell you what it was that we exploited because we're exploiting the shit out of it on other submarines as well. But the Typhoon was so big. No other submarine that's in service right now is I don't know, half the size. I think maybe the Ohio, our largest submarine, is maybe half the displacement of a Typhoon. So it had so many pipes in that thing that the hydraulic plant that kept those pipes pressurized, I'm talking miles, kilometers and kilometers of piping, of hydraulic fluid, all up and down. It was like a guitar. It was like strumming a guitar every time they operated anything, but in a very specific range of frequencies. And all we had to do was look for that, be like, there's a Typhoon. Yeah, she was never a problem. You just got to know what to look for, man. Anyway, so, I mean, yeah. Some submarines are very, very
Come
quiet.
left 221.
And the Typhoon, when she wasn't doing anything, was pretty quiet. But as soon as she started moving that miles and miles of hydraulics through those pipes, like a goddamn rock concert.
Sierra 6,
They're like doing a guitar
bearing
solo
0,
in the middle
2,
of the song,
5.
you know?
Contact is in the baffles.
Yep. Russian equipment is crap, yeah. Yeah, stealth is very hard. And you don't want your submarine to be 800 fucking feet long, okay? Because that's very hard to stay,
Con, helm,
to
steady
keep
course.
quiet. Part Pardon my French. I'm dropping F-bombs like I'm in the Navy. So, pardon me for that. Indulge my vulgarity for just a moment.
15 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 1.
We're trying to get away from this torpedo so that we can, you know, do things. Any thoughts on the Belgrade? Yeah. So here's the deal. Belgrade's at sea right now. Belgrade, for those of you who don't know, brand new submarine commissioned just over the summer. Been in development for years. It's a modified Oscar II that was never commissioned. They finally did commission it, but now it's a special operations submarine. And it's a mothership to a lot of mini-subs. There's an unmanned mini-sub called a UAV, and there's a manned mini-sub that caught on fire and is currently in a dry dock. Anyway, so this mothership now is at sea. This mothership can also shoot this devastating weapon called Poseidon that is pretty scary. And she is done with sea trials. She's fully commissioned, but she was still out exercising her equipment just a few weeks ago. She might still be at sea right now. I don't know. But she often, over the past week, no, September 22nd to October 1st. So that's a week and a half ago, you know. She would surface just so our satellites could see her.
Con,
She's like, hey, I'm right here.
Ready.
I got nuclear weapons. You know, she's kind of showing off. That's what she was doing. The Russians wanted us to know that she was at sea. And, which is fine. She can go to sea if she wants. Now, what people are not talking about, and I'll share this with you, is we know where she's going. We just don't know when she's going to get there. So she's going to Vladivostok, which is in the Pacific Fleet. And she's operating near the Kara Islands right now. Or Kara Peninsula, whatever. I think it might be a peninsula. Anyway. And the Kara Peninsula is a nightmare. That's where they used to scrap all their old nuclear submarines and nuclear reactors. In some cases, literally sinking the submarine with anchors. Shutting down the reactor, of course. And then just submerging it. And it lies there to today. The Kara Sea is a toxic, toxic mess. Anyway, so she's operating near that toxic mess, not going through it, of course. And eventually she's going to go across the top of Russia into the Pacific Fleet and be permanently stationed there. She'll be operating out of Vladivostok, or the island chain that's south of the Kamchatka Peninsula is the other place that she could operate out of too, for the rest of her life, until she's reassigned, I guess. Yeah, so that's where we know she's going, and winter's coming. Like, I know global warming and all that stuff keeps the ice pack from being as big as it used to be, but back when I was in, the northern part of Russia would get ice packed. Like, unless you had an icebreaker, there was no way you're going across top of Russia in the wintertime. I honestly don't know if it's still like that, but we expect her to end up in the Pacific before January, before the end of the year. So, I guess it kind of depends on how things are going.
271 designated Sierra 5.
Because, like I said, she's out there exercising equipment. Technically not sea trials, but it sure seems like sea trials. Like something may not work properly and they're trying to figure it out. That's what we think is going on right now. And that may require she goes back to port to get something fixed. So that's always an up. Oh, what the hell? Like an airplane. Hello. Anywho, so assuming that nothing is broken, she's going to end up in the Pacific. And we're just waiting on that to happen. Oh, got 2 submarines. All right, let's shoot
Con sonar, Master 1 is classified as escort.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Oh, lost the wire. Lost the wire.
Shoot 5. Aye, sir.
Ooh, they got a Fu King.
Shoot 6. Aye, sir.
All right, march deep. March deep, this bitch.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Shoot 2. Aye, sir.
Right, full rudder. Or we gonna die.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2 last.
Thank God he didn't drop a weapon. That would have been bad.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 5.
Passing 200 feet.
200 feet.
Passing 300 feet.
Where's that layer at? We just went by it. Okay, we're
Passing
good.
400 feet.
We safe.
Sonar no longer cavitating.
What are the odds that I was forced to the surface to casualties? Oh man,
Passing
I suppose that's a
600
possibility, but I don't think the odds are good
Passing
because
700 feet.
it was just commissioned, which means at the time of
Passing
commissioning,
800 feet.
all the systems probably worked, at least the
Passing
vital
900
ones.
feet. Passing 1,000
We're already
feet.
at 1,000 feet. This thing dives fast.
Passing 1,100 feet.
What the fuck is going on? Hold on, hold on. Okay, woo. There we go.
Con
Sorry.
sonar regained contact on Master 1.
That's
Bearing
incoming
2,
torpedo.
7, 4.
Yeah, we did a circle, which was kind of dumb. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go this way.
Come left to 181. Helm aye.
Kursk was 6 years old. What am I kaboom? Yeah. And, well, the Kursk, to her defense, was not a system problem. It was a weapon problem. So they loaded a weapon that was going to explode.
Con, torpedo.
That weapon could have
Helm.
exploded in a
Heading
warehouse.
Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing
Oh,
2,
Jesus.
6, 6.
Oh, Lord, they coming. Oh, Lord, they coming. All right, we're going to do some torpedo beats here, because I know that's why you're here. Where's that torpedo at? Oh, shit. It's very close.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 3.
Okay, can I
5
deploy that?
knots.
This?
Con, knuckle formed.
Can I do that? I can. Uh-oh. Is it going to require me? Yeah. Yes, it is.
Con
Okay.
sonar. Torpedo in the water.
All right.
Torpedo in the water.
do that right full
Bearing
rudder.
0, 4, 8.
We need some positive buoyancy up in this bitch.
Passing 1,000 feet.
There we go. Now we're good.
Passing 900 feet.
They dropped a lot of weapons on us.
Passing 800 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 700 feet. Passing
Pardon.
600 feet. Passing 500 feet. Passing 400 feet.
Con sonar. We con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 1, 2,
crap.
5.
Well, that's not good.
Passing 100 feet.
That's not good. Pardon me.
Con, knuckle formed.
Change depth. Turn the rotor.
Passing 200 feet. Passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet.
Con sonar. No longer cavitating.
Passing 600 feet.
Refreshing.
Passing 700 feet.
Con, torpedo room.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Let's go and level
Passing
this bad boy out.
1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet.
All right, what we got in chat, y'all? I think we pissed him off. Yeah, it was a lot. How many torpedoes was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 torpedoes. Wasn't too bad. Hey, we got Lomax here. How many torpedoes were in the water? There was at least 4 there. Yep. You bet money it was something in the oxygen plant? Excuse me. Well, we kind of have a clue as to what happened, but, you know, even the Russian investigation's a little speculative, talking about the Kursk. But we know that those weapons, that 65-inch, which is a big, big torpedo, you know,
Con,
it's
torpedo
65
room.
inches in
2,
diameter.
6
Or not
ready.
inches. It's 65 centimeters? Yeah, centimeters in diameter. Am I saying that right? I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, it's a big torpedo. It was a 2 fuel torpedo, and that has a certain name. It's like bi-ethanol or something. Anyway, so you have it's like a rocket motor where you have, you know, oxygen and hydrogen. You combine them for fuel, right? Well, this was like a diesel kerosene fuel version of that, where you had the kerosene, high octane kerosene, and then you had like an oxidizer to make it even more powerful. And there's a membrane, and those are both kept in, you know, fuel tanks next to each other. There's a membrane between them. And a fuel pump combines the two just as it goes into an injection or a combustion chamber where it's immediately combusted. You know, because as soon as those two chemicals get together, they're so flammable in high enough quantity, they'll just self-ignite, right? So you don't want to have those two touching together. And that membrane, the older those weapons got, that membrane would deteriorate. And that was a known problem. Like, and that's why they should have stopped using that weapon until they found a new fuel source, which is what they ended up doing. But it was too late for the Kursk by the time they did that, because there had been no incidents, including incidents in the warehouse that, like, whenever I say incidents, I mean like fire with people dying, right? There were minor incidents, which is how they knew it was a problem. But nothing catastrophic had happened. And so that's why they were using that. Plus, it's a really good weapon. It's extremely long range.
Come right to.
That thing will chase an American carrier at 30 knots for an hour. Because the amount of energy that's in that fuel is enormous. But anyway, so we believe. Oh shit! We got a depth charge. Look at that. Watch this. Everyone say
Con, helm,
thumbnail.
steady course.
Okay, we got our thumbnail. Mark the time there. Boink. Take a screenshot of that. Anywho,
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
stop bombing
2,
me.
7,
I'm trying to
4.
talk here. So we think that membrane deteriorated, the fuel combined, and if you get a little bit of that combined, yeah, it's going to catch on fire, it's bad. But when you got the fuel tanks that have hundreds of liters combining all at once, that's an explosion. And that explosion, and we have pictures of this that I put on to the subbrief, and it's on the Patreon if you want to see the actual photo. The entire front end of the boat is gutted. Like the decks, like normally you have a round hull of a submarine
Con
with
sonar,
3 to 4
noisemaker,
decks,
bearing
right?
2,
The
7,
floors
4.
are gone. You just have the round hull of the submarine and then cable runs that are usually on the outsides, on the outer edge of the circle, that look like they've been flayed open, because they have been flayed open by pressure. Yeah. And the people, the equipment, the floor, a lot of the piping is just gone. Like that explosion ripped that submarine apart from the inside. And then, of course, they had to cut the bow off because it was damaged so badly. Is he going to bomb us again? He needs to stop doing that. All right, so we've got a couple countermeasures up here. CR2 might be a submarine. Either that or Master 4, instead of running from our torpedoes, is right here. Yeah. That's something that I got to remind myself when I'm describing the Kursk, is they did saw off the bow. So the explosion, even though it pulverized the inside of the submarine, it didn't completely blow the bow off. They had to go in there with a special saw and cut the rest of it off. So anyway, horsepower. Thanks for the 50 months. Holy smokes, dude. Oh, you're talking about the Bori. Oh, sorry about that. Bori. Bori, that's the ballistic missile submarine. Yeah. It's probably at sea. I don't know. I'm off the top of my head, I don't know. Let's see. Hypergolics. Is that what it's called? Hypergolics? Or fine as long as you don't connect them. They're super corrosive. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about the fuel. Like, I'm not into that chemistry and stuff. I just know that it's extremely volatile when combined, which is why it's used as fuel. But I don't pretend to know anything more than that.
Come right to.
All right, yeah, we're going to close in on the fleet. We're going to sink them.
Helm aye.
Probably with torpedoes. If I can get a missile shot off, I will. But with that many airplanes flying overhead,
Con, helm.
we're just
steady
going to run
course.
for it. How many years is 50 months? It's like 4, 5? 4. Yeah, it's over 4 years. Thanks, man. What sub did I fear the most? Ooh, that's a good one. Kind of didn't fear any of them, but I know what you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think the Kilo, if a Kilo is station keeping, which is what they do a lot, that's pretty hard to find. Yeah, so in my day, this has all changed. If we're to go back 40 years, 30 years, if we go back 30 years, a kilo that's not transiting, so it's just kind of hanging out in one spot, that's pretty scary because he's probably going to see you before you see him. Probably. In the 1990s. Now, oh wow, they're bombing us again. Oh, bastards. Eventually they'll run out of bombs. That's my tactic right now, is to get them to use up all their weapons. We should take our damage. Whenever we're deep like this, we can take damage from near misses like that. But no, looks like we're fine. Yeah, going deep is a great way to avoid damage, obviously. But if they get close enough, they don't have to actually hit you at deep depths to do damage. Oh, there's this, what do you call that thing? Sonar buoy right there. So that last pass, he probably has our course. So let's change course a little bit.
Come left to 264, helm aye.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Thanks, man. Hey, good morning, Bar Gunner. Good to see ya.
Con, helm,
Good to see ya.
steady course.
4 years, 2 months. Thank you, Minanoonan. So yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great week. It's Wednesday. Got a great sub brief coming out on Saturday. Look forward to that. Lots of good photos for you guys. I always, there's always a lot more to sub briefs than just the video. If you're a Patreon, you get all the photos that I use, right? You get the slides if you're a supply officer, which is kind of nice. Little bonus for the supply officers. And then if I can share research notes with you, I will. I haven't done that recently, but I should post that more than I do, because I would like you guys to read what I read a little bit. A lot of the stuff that I read is an actual physical book, so I can't obviously put that on the internet, but if I have a PDF or something, I'll definitely share that. One of the best investments I made is I bought Jane's fighting ships for 1970, 80, 90, and 2021, the most recent one. Just 4 books. I didn't buy the whole decade, because you don't need to buy the whole decade. And yeah, it's expensive, but that's a fantastic
Come right
resource.
to 283,
All right, we're going to change course
helm aye.
again, because I expect this to be a weapon drop. Let's zoom out and see if we can see the little weapons coming down.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Tags or nuclear metal signatures. What's this? What are you guys talking about? Let's see. Temray says, sorry if this has already been asked, but is there anything new about the Nord Stream? Oh, yeah. Oh, they did drop bombs on us. One of these days they're going to hit us with that. That's going to suck. But not today. So here's the deal with Nord Stream 2 is there's multiple investigations going on right now. Sweden's got an investigation going on. The United States has an investigation going on. And the person I talked to that's in the United States military right now, he's one of my sources, he's a friend of mine. He let me know that the United States knows who bombed the Nord Stream pipelines and how they did it. They figured it out. And they figured it out pretty damn fast. But they're not going public with the information, which makes me wonder, why not? But, I'm not going to throw my friend under the bus by making a YouTube video saying who did it, because they'll quickly figure that shit out as to who told me. So I'm kind of protecting him by not saying shit. And I'm just hoping that they go public with it so that I can make a YouTube video about it. And, it's pretty fucked up. But Sweden's doing an independent investigation. And what's going to be concerning is we have the American investigation that's still going on, by the way. It's not done. And what if the Swedes decide it's somebody else and then there's a conflict there? That should not happen. It's pretty clear as to who did what. But there's a possibility that, they come to different conclusions, right? That's a real possibility. So, and as far as an update goes, that's really all we know. I don't know anything more than that. I'll tell you what, I've been screwed by American intelligence in the past. So we're certainly not the best. I'm thinking you're saying that tongue in cheek. But intelligence can be wrong, that's for sure. But this isn't really intelligence. This is like a criminal investigation, the Nord Stream thing. There's a lot of evidence as to how that was done. And nope, just nobody's going public with it yet. I'm thinking that maybe they're building a case,
Con sonar regained
and then they'll go
contact
public
on
all at once. Is what I think is going to happen,
bearing
but I don't know that.
280.
Yeah, that's just me guessing right there. Yeah. I know exactly what happened, but can't say. Well, I want to be very clear that I didn't do the investigation, okay? Like, I was told the results by somebody who shouldn't have told me. Yeah. But I'm not going to throw them under the bus either. I can keep a secret. All right, I think we're pretty close to these knuckleheads, so we're going to slow down.
10 knots. Maneuvering eye.
I'm going to shoot him from 1,200 feet, even though you probably shouldn't shoot this deep.
Come left 2.
Torpedo men are going to be pissed at me for
helm
exercising
aye.
the ejection pump at 1,200 feet. This is going to require some special maintenance after this shot. Going to be like, you blew out our seals again, Captain. Yes, I did. The expandables. Rip out, yeah, rip high pressure air. That's right. We're going to have to do a charge after this. Somebody wake up the off-going chief of the watch.
Helm, steady course.
Oh shit, they shot us. I'll tell you what, you cut that out. Oh, how fast are we going? Oh wow. Okay, thank God we had slowed down. I almost jammed that torpedo into the torpedo tube.
Knots. Maneuvering eye.
All right. They look at that. They dropped the damn sonar buoy right on top of us. They know right where we're at. This might be a depth charge attack, actually. Holy. Oh shit. There it is. Oh. We thread the needle on this one,
Con
boys.
sonar
Uh-oh.
regained contact on
Ah!
Sierra 3,
Ah!
bearing 2.
Oh lord. We did not thread that needle.
Make turns.
Oh,
for
shit, we
3,
might sink.
5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
I knew it was a depth charge attack and I did nothing.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing
Oh,
2,
Lord.
9, 6. Contact faded.
We need to get shallow now.
Con sonar Sierra 2.
That's what I mean by the depth charges
classified
don't have to
as
hit you to
escort.
do a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying? Those depth charges did not hit us,
1,200 feet.
but they did a lot of damage. Goodness gracious.
Passing 1,100 feet.
That might have been an RBU attack. Wait a second. Yeah, we got way too close.
Passing
I got way
1,000
too close
feet.
to that ship. Oh
Con
my! If he
sonar
shot us with an
regained
RBU, that's my
contact
fault.
On Sierra 2, bearing.
Passing 900 feet.
That's my fault. Yeah, if you get within RBU range of a warship, you deserve what you get. So we got a hot sauna party in the engine room right now.
900 feet.
Bring your swimming trunks, boys. Stop
Passing
bombing me,
1,000
damn
feet.
airplane. I'm like doing racetrack patterns now.
Passing 1,100
I was hoping that
feet.
weapon there would, oh crap, we're sinking out. I was hoping this weapon would hit this ship that's sinking, but it's not. Let's get shallow.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Captain Dupo, thank you for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it. And
Passing
hey, Alice
1,000
Wonderland Gaming. Holy smokes. Haven't seen you in ages.
Passing 900
How you been?
feet.
Are we playing the west side
Passing
today? Yeah,
800
we're
feet.
playing on the Pacific. It's the harder campaign, but we have the better
Passing
submarine, so
700 feet.
it's kind of a push. Until I do something
Passing
stupid like
600 feet.
I got all cocky and let myself
Passing
get depth charged to
500
1,200 feet.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
That was dumb.
Passing 300 feet. Passing 200 feet.
There's still another warship out there too. We gotta be careful here. It's the Fuking. Uh-oh.
Passing
No.
200 feet.
Don't do it. No. It's a sonar buoy, okay. It's just a sonar buoy. So we're gonna go this way.
Come left 2, 338, helm aye.
How bad is the
Passing
damage?
200 feet.
I really can't even see the damage, to be honest with you.
Con
1, helm, steady course.
Tell you what, let's do this real quick.
Passing 100 feet.
Let's get on the surface. Let's get all stumped. Let's raise that radar
Make
mast.
turns for 5 knots.
Just want to see
Maneuvering
where
aye.
these dudes at real
Con
quick.
sonar, no longer cavitating.
There he is.
Shoot 5. Aye, sir.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3,
Okay,
bearing
push deep.
28. Con sonar regained contact on Master 5, bearing 28.
Make depth 2-0.
See if we can maintain depth at 200 feet while our missiles go out. Sorry it's so dark. I know you guys can't hardly see anything. We've almost got half the water out. Can we stay at 200 feet? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're going to blow right past 200 feet. All right. I was hoping we could rest on this layer. The layer will give us some buoyancy if we can get on top of it. Let's go reload those tubes.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for
Oh,
5
shit.
knots.
Oh dear. Okay.
Make turns for 1, 5.
Where's our targets at?
Maneuvering aye.
Man, these guys were a long
Con
ways away.
sonar lost contact. Master 4, last bearing 2.
Con, maneuvering, making turns.
Hey, we got him.
5 knots.
There he is.
Con sonar lost
All right, so
contact.
both of the
Master 4, last bearing 2.
invasion
7, 5.
vessels, if you will,
Contact
are
breaking up.
dead. All we gotta do is shake this freaking airplane now, so we'll get rid
Make
of him.
turns for
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Yep. Is he gonna drop a string of weapons on us here?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2,
Yeah.
8, 7. Contact faded.
All right, let's turn away from the ships. So that airplane's responsible for keeping an eye on where the ships are sinking
Con, torpedo room.
for a rescue effort.
Con
So we're gonna
sonar
just maneuver
regained
away from
contact
that.
on Sierra 3, bearing 2, 8, 7.
287. Sierra 3. Who's Sierra 3? Oh, is
Passing
that,
200 feet.
is that another warship? Uh-oh. Nope, not another warship. All right, so we got to fix this flooding, which means we got to stay shallow.
Passing 100 feet.
Is that a helicopter? Son of a gun.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3.
Passing
Oh
100 feet.
no, that's a really good course for him. Let's go left full rudder. Oh boy. Look at that, he's right next to us. Alright, we've got that finished. Steady she goes.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water.
Damn it.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 179.
Time to get wet again.
Con, knuckle formed. Passing 200 feet.
Con, torpedo room. Tube 6 ready.
Passing 300 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
And the nice thing about
Passing
flooding, it makes
400
going deep
feet.
easier.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Always look on the
Passing
bright
600
side
feet.
of life. Doo-doo.
Passing 700 feet.
What the hell's this torpedo doing? Strange.
Passing 800 feet.
Alright, we got this.
Passing 800 feet.
Easy day. All we gotta do is manage our depth and we are good to go.
Come right to 307. Helm aye.
Good to go.
Passing 600 feet.
600 feet. No bubbles, no troubles. Let's go ahead and maneuver the repair team to the pumps.
Damage control parties. Lay to the control. Damage control parties.
Oh, they're in the
Damage
reactor
control parties.
compartment.
Lay to the
Okay.
reactor space.
Yeah, we're going to repair the reactor compartment while we're underway. That's a good idea. Full power. You know what? If you just leave your TLD in your bunk, you'll be just fine. TLD is what's used to measure radiation. If you don't
Passing
measure it, it's
500
not
feet.
there. Get Leroy to the reactor compartment. I know, right? The freaking
Sonar,
Russians
we are
actually did
cavitating.
this underway. I think it was one of the Novembers. They had to send crewmen into the reactor compartment while it was critical because they had seawater in the reactor compartment in the bilge. And they pumped it out as much as they could, but there was still some water down in there. And they tried heating up the reactor to evaporate the seawater to, get it through the ventilation system, and that didn't work. So they had to go in there with a bucket and a sponge and just mop up a little bit of water. And it did not work out well for them. They went in there, and it was a team of 2 with a team outside the door. Open reactor compartment, big glowy, whoa, 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 whoa. They go in there. Of course, they got their gear on, but it's not going to matter.
Con sonar.
And they're only
no
going to be in
longer
there for like
cavitating.
15 seconds. They get in there, they climb down to the bottom, bucket sponge, wipe up the water. Most of the water has evaporated by the time they get to it anyway. They go back up, and there's now an overpressure, just a very slight, like maybe less than a pound, overpressure in the reactor compartment. Probably because they evaporated a bunch of seawater into the atmosphere. Or it could have been something else, we're not really sure. But we do know that they could not get back out again. So they got a reactor that's right next to them that's critical, radiating all sorts of radiation. They can't get out of the compartment. It's super hot, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, easily. You could probably fry an egg in that place. Or a couple sailors, which is what they did. Ended up, sadly, killed 3 sailors that entered the reactor compartment. Over some flippin' seawater. Really, really stupid way to die. And the reason why they went in there
Right.
in the first place is they didn't want to get in trouble for having seawater in the reactor compartment. So they were trying to deal with a problem without telling the command or the captain or anybody else, officer of the deck, and just deal with the problem,
Con.
quietly.
Helm, steady course.
And it went horribly wrong. It's in one of our sub briefs. I think it's in the November sub brief. We talk about it in detail. Yeah. So, like, whenever it comes to reactors, don't try to cover your ass. Follow the procedure. That way everyone goes home,
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Yeah, let's come off the cavitation. Let's see if we can actually be
turns.
sneaky.
Con sonar. No longer cavitating.
I have to be above this layer to do the repair.
Passing 200 feet.
Con sonar. Regained contact on Sierra 3. Bearing 280.
Oh, and for those of you wondering why they couldn't get the door open because of the overpressure,
Passing 100 feet.
and thinking, boy, that's a really dumb design. It's not that dumb because they have a device in the reactor compartment that's made just for that situation because there's no other way for that air to get out besides, I guess, that hatch, which in my opinion, that is kind of a dumb design. Oh, hello. Don't broach. But they never used that device. They didn't think of it in their panic to get out of the reactor compartment. They didn't think to depressurize. Oh, don't drop bombs. Oh, no. Man, these airplanes are all up in our
Sonar.
business.
Regained contact on Master.
He definitely saw us.
Con. Maneuvering. Making turns.
We should go. Let's go.
Make turns for.
Con sonar. We are
All
cavitating.
right, I think we got the flooding solved, so that's good. Yeah, so there's this little atmospheric equalization pump, and it's in the bottom of the bilge, right down there where the water was that they were taking out. And as humans will do, whenever they panic, they don't think as clearly, and they never thought to turn that pump on to equalize or even depressurize the reactor compartment, which would help the door open up a little bit. Yeah, there were a lot of reactor casualties documented in all the sub briefs. There's very few Russian submarines that had, as a class, no problems. Every class seemed to have something go wrong with it that ended up killing sailors through radiation, fire. Their halon system that puts fires out by displacing oxygen killed more sailors in the Russian Navy over the years than fire did. Yeah. So, oh Jesus. Okay, that's a sonar buoy. Thank boy. If that was a torpedo, that would have hit like our rudder.
Con sonar lost contact.
Hey, we
Sierra
got rid of it.
3,
Okay, cool,
last
cool.
Bearing 2.
Somehow, the Quangsha got away. I think that's like a is that a submarine tender? And I think the Q is silent, so it's a Ongsha. I think is how you say it. I got to learn how to pronounce Chinese names now that I'm doing Chinese sub briefs or ship briefs. Some like French, a lot of these letters are silent. But we got to that out of that, and it was a mission too. Oh, did we get a medal? Oh, we got the Bronze Star. Yee. Bronze Star. Enemy convoy sunk. Of course, the American Surface Fleet gets all the credit, but that's okay. Oh, speaking of newspapers, I'm going to be in Sunday's newspaper. If you're over in Europe, specifically the UK, there should be a newspaper that's popular over there called Sunday Times. I know John, one of our moderators from the UK. Do you guys tell me in Europe or in the UK, is the Sunday Times a big paper, or is it a tabloid like the Mirror and the Sun and those kinds? Does anyone know about the Sunday Times? Is it big? One person said big. Thank you for answering. Anyway, I'm going to be in the Sunday Times this Sunday. National version of New York Times. Really? Oh, that's a lot bigger than I expected. Oh, shit. It's the weekly paper. Okay, cool. Well, make sure you pick up Sunday's copy. I'm in it somewhere. I don't know where. I'm definitely not front page. But yeah, I did an interview with a reporter named John Mooney. If you guys know John, or if you read the paper, you may recognize his articles. John Mooney wrote an article. This is like his third one that he's done on me. But we're talking a lot about subsea cables and pipelines and stuff like that. Coming out Sunday, so check it out. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're not done, so don't go anywhere. But we're going to go grab a bite to eat and be right back, like 5 minutes. You guys chill and relax. We'll be right back. Bye-bye.